Hey guys, wait, I'm not wearing the proper attire. Hold on. Okay, much better. If you couldn't tell from my outfit and from literally everything else, we'll be talking about Oppenheimer. Whoops, sorry for that. Wrong movie. We'll be talking about the Barbie movie. I went to go watch it with some friends of mine and we all even dressed up and everything, which from what I saw on TikTok, everyone did the same thing, which was honestly amazing to see since, not gonna lie, I love seeing everyone's outfits for the movie. Everyone has such cute outfits on and everything. Whoops. Sorry, I went off track. What was I saying? Ah yes, Barbie. The Barbie movie was directed by Greta Gerwig and was picked up by Warner Brothers, which is funny because a lot of people were saying it was picked up by Disney, even though it wasn't. But moving on. It came out on July 21st, 2023, but depending on where you live, for some it came out on July 20th, 2023. So let me explain what the movie's about. So there's a world called Barbie Land where all the Barbies and Kens live. Oh, and Alan, who could forget him. Everything seems fine and dandy with everyone living their best lives. That is until one day, stereotypical Barbie, the Barbie we follow throughout the movie, starts to notice something strange. She has flat feet! Oh yeah, and suicidal thoughts.
You guys ever think about dying?
How relatable! So she goes with weird Barbie and gets told that something is wrong with the kid that lays with her. So now she has to go to the real world to find her and see what's wrong. So I won't lie, when I first heard about the movie, I truly thought it was going to be one of those movies that's about OMG, yes, girl power, or whatever. Let's go, ladies! In other words, a lazy cash grab, and just overall feels so forced and cringy, but that surprisingly wasn't the case. The movie tackles issues women have to go through every day, as well as trying to figure out who they are. Of course, before I explain more in depth about that, I want to address the elephant in the room, which are the issues most people have about the movie. From what I've seen, most people are saying that the movie is too, quote-unquote, woke. Which, I'm sorry, but a movie about a doll is woke? That's like the funniest shit I've ever seen in my life. And you may be wondering why people are saying this. Well, other than what I mentioned earlier about the movie tackling women's issues and as well as the topic of women's identity, the other reason why people are saying this is because one of the Barbies in the movie, which is Dr. Barbie, is played by a trans woman. People are outraged and huffing and puffing because there's a trans woman in the movie and it's like, who cares? But it's corrupting our children! Here's the thing. In the movie, Dr. Barbie is just mainly a side character, so it can go over kids' heads. Also,
riddle me this, riddle me that.
Why are you taking your kids to a PG-13 movie in the first place then? Shouldn't that also be your issue? That you're taking your child to a PG-13 movie? Don't get me wrong, the movie doesn't show nor say anything bad, but I'm just saying. Anyways, something I want to mention that I also liked from the movie is that they didn't try to make it a big deal that Dr. Barbie is played by a trans woman. I say this because in the media, whenever there's a character who is part of the LGBT+, they make it into a big thing and just make it the character's whole personality just to get some brownie points. This can get annoying in my opinion since it just looks like that's the only thing the character has going for them and nothing else. So when it came to Dr. Barbie, I like how they didn't try to make her being trans a big thing and make it her personality. It was refreshing to see that they were respectful to the actress by treating her like an actual woman instead of just using her identity for a cash grab. Moving on from that though, now let me explain more about how women's issues and identity are portrayed in the movie. So the whole thing about the Barbie doll is that it shows little girls that they can be whoever they want to be. If they want to be a doctor, they can. If they want to be a lawyer, they can. It shows them that they don't have to be just a housewife if they don't want to, and that they can be something else. As time has gone by though, many women have seen Barbie as something bad. Many have seen Barbie as more of women's beauty standards, which of course makes it interesting in the movie since stereotypical Barbie doesn't know this. Since she has been in Barbie land her whole life, she thinks that all the Barbies are causing a positive impact, not knowing how the real world is. She was confused as to why some men were catcalling her and staring at her, and of course started to feel discomfort, which is what many girls and women have sadly experienced. I've seen so many videos of women telling their experiences with creepy men. There was even a video I saw a few weeks back of this woman just trying to mind her own business in Barnes & Nobles. She was just having a date for herself, and she was fine until a creepy man was behind her. He started to sniff her, and then when she confronted him, he made excuses saying he was just tying his shoes, and he left her alone and went to another woman in the store and did the same thing to her. This is just so fucking disgusting, and it's just so sad that they aren't the only ones that have experienced this. It's heartbreaking to know that many women have experienced this sort of behavior from men. It's heartbreaking to see many women fearing they'll get harassed and then be blamed for it because of their clothes. It's heartbreaking to see many women fear that they might get just for being alone. It's heartbreaking to see many women not getting the justice they deserve. It's heartbreaking to see this, mostly with how common this is and how normalized it is. Then there are some people saying, not all men. And yeah, not all men are indeed like this, but it's terrifying how many cases there are when it comes to this sort of thing. Even the movie mentions how men should look for their own identities and shouldn't have their whole life revolve around trying to get attention from a partner. It just hurts to see this, and if you have possibly experienced this, my heart goes out to you and I just wish you guys so much love. Moving on from this topic though, another thing from the movie that it talks about is what I mentioned earlier, which was women's identities. There's a character named Gloria who talks about how many women feel like they're not enough, saying that whenever you do something, you always end up doing something wrong, saying that you have to be sin but not to sin, saying how you have to be a career woman but also look out for people, saying how you have to look pretty for men but of course not so much that you tempt them or make other women feel threatened, saying how you have to acknowledge how the system is rigged but also be grateful for the things that are given to you, saying how enough is never enough, saying that whenever you try to do something, you always somehow end up getting it wrong, no matter how hard you may have tried, and most of the time you won't even get a thank you for your efforts. You try and try to be what people want you to be because that's what they ask of you, but in the end, you end up losing yourself. You question yourself if you're doing certain things for yourself or for others. You question if this is what you want. You question if you are you. At times, we forget to ask ourselves, what do I want to do with my life? The way this movie tackles it, mostly with Gloria's speech, was honestly done pretty well. It wasn't that bad, and I personally really liked it, especially because when it came to the character Gloria, she wasn't treated like a stereotypical Latina. They showed realistic struggles as a woman and as a mother. I also found it interesting that they made the main character Latina, and the reason why is because machismo is a very common thing in the Latino communities. As a Latina myself, I heard experiences from people I'm close with, from people online, and I've also experienced this myself. I know that not everyone felt the same way, since I did see some videos and the comments on those videos felt indifferent, with some saying that the movie shows these struggles and yet feels like they don't do much with them. I've also seen some mention that they wish they could have maybe done more with the topics that were presented in the movie. I thought it wasn't that bad, but I do see where people are coming from when it comes to this, since it does seem like they tried doing something and nothing at all at the same time. That is what I saw some people mention, but besides that, a lot of people did also say that it was like a somewhat fun movie to watch. Would I agree with that? Honestly, I would. And would I recommend this movie? Honestly, yeah, I would. Other than the topics that were mentioned, it was still a pretty fun movie to watch. My friends and I came out of the movie theaters having a fucking moment and almost tearing up. But other than that, we came out pretty alright. And honestly, we all enjoyed it. It had its comedic moments in the movie that I really liked, and it was honestly really great. The setup was also really cool, like when Ken and Barbie were going to the real world. I like the way the props looked and everything. Although, if you're looking at the Barbie movie to be super deep, it's like a 50-50 chance for you. It'll either have a strong impact on you or won't, but don't be disappointed about that. Mostly because the movie was just a big ass ad, so think about that. Anyways though, that's it for now. I hope you all enjoyed the video as much as I enjoyed making it. If you enjoyed this video, go ahead and give it a like, and if you would like to see more of my content, go ahead and subscribe. If you would like to tell me your opinions on the movie, or you would like to recommend me another movie to talk about, then go ahead and tell me in the comments below. I would love to hear what you all have to say. Other than that, I hope you have a good day or night, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye bye!